Hey gang, alright, welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. We've got a package. We have diesel parts, which is exciting because we really need diesel parts right now. So let's open this up. We're going to do an unboxing. What this should be is the valve cover gasket and rocker box gasket for the 5.9 Cummins for Project Save Big Red. That's what this should be. Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Happy Tuesday, May 27th. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and we're getting ready to get on it here. So, give you kind of a quick rundown of what you're going to see today. 1973 Volkswagen thing. I'm going to be back on that. Today, I noticed yesterday, well, day before yesterday, when I was up under it doing the air shocks, that my fuel filter had a piece of black, like, I don't know, paint or something, like a flake of paint in it. So I'm going to change my fuel filter. So I'm going to jack up the back, take off the driver's rear wheel, mainly because that's just the easiest way to do it, to not take a gasoline bath. I can get to it from underneath, and I could do that if I had to, but it's just dramatically easier and a lot less nasty if I just take the wheel off. So I'm gonna do that. Swap out that fuel filter. I got a new one here. Just should take me literally 5 minutes, and then from there we're gonna put the car back on the ground, fire it up, make sure everything still runs right. After we did that, make sure we're good there. Should be. Car's running great. I fired it up yesterday. Big Ron came back last night. He'll probably be messing with the truck, Big Red, at some point. They're still unpacking and everything, but yeah, it should be pretty good. We should have parts today too, I think. It's either Tuesday or Thursday, but I believe it was the 27th. I could be wrong, but I half expect the valve cover and rocker box gaskets for the 5.9 diesel to show up today. Doesn't matter if they show up today or not. I'm looking at, I know for a fact that Friday, unless something drastic changes, I should have the injectors. So hopefully everything comes by Friday, and I would like, ultimately, Saturday it's supposed to be raining pretty good. And what I think I'd like to do is, on Friday, get the engine, the diesel, sitting behind the thing in a manner to where I can get to it and work on it. And I think Saturday, we'll put the injectors, injector tubes, rocker box gasket, valve cover gasket, fuel injector lines, all of that. We'll get all of that installed on the engine. Hopefully Saturday and Sunday. I don't anticipate it taking me 2 days, but we're just going to say it just in case something happens. So that's kind of the plan at the moment. And hopefully this weekend we can, barring weather, supposed to be getting a lot of rain around here. Rainy season's kind of here. So barring weather, I'd like to get the bed line by this weekend if I can do it. There's still a whole lot of work. You know, it could be early next week just due to weather, but hoping to get that done and to order some parts on Thursday for the 5.9 diesel, so that within the next 2 weeks we have everything we need, and hopefully installing the engine into the frame and rolling on. I have made a couple decisions on the engine for now. I'm going to keep the stock turbo on it just for a minute, but I'm going to reinstall it in the truck with the stock turbo bolted down correctly, like it's going to run that way, on the off chance that I don't get the turbo before Louisville. And I'm also going to put the stock intake on it, the intake horn, instead of the monster ramp, just for right now. Those two things combined are about $2,000. That, honestly, I need some money for this guy, so see where it goes. But not to say we're not going to do it. It's just when we get back from Louisville, we'll get the turbo on, which is easy, and then the air intake, which is also easy, and we'll get that on the truck and get that done. So, but it still should be a dramatic difference in the truck with the new the built transmission, all of the boost leaks fixed, all the things that we fixed that were points of failure, the new frame, it not wanting to sag, the suspension beefed up, the brakes redone. I mean, all these things are going to make a huge difference in how this truck feels. So, new body mounts, I mean, as much as you wouldn't think, that actually matters on these trucks. So, stay tuned for all of that. I'm going to stop talking and start working, grab my impact and start yanking this wheel off, and I'll bring you guys with us, and we'll get it done. See you guys in a minute. Alright guys, welcome back. So, we got the thing up in the air. Take a peek-see under here, show you what this looks like. Got our empty valve covers, so you guys like that. There's where my fuel filter is. And I need to get it out. So, I just got to undo those two clamps right there, and we'll be good. So, I have a brand new one right here. So we're going to go ahead, pop that bad boy out, pop the new one in, put the wheel back on, and go from there. Then we'll start on the speedo. So stay tuned, guys. Be back in a minute. Make sure, just a tip, guys, these are plastic. Do not use the glass bowl fuel filters, okay? A lot of people put these up on the engine. Let me show you. A lot of people put these things like right here, okay, or here. All right, that is a gigantic mistake. All right, if this leaks, it's leaking right on your hot intake and your hot motor, and you're gonna have a fire. This is one of the biggest causes of fires in a Volkswagen. Okay, take your filter and put it back here, right there. It's super simple, easy to change out, and Bob's your uncle. And if it does leak or whatever, it's just leaking straight down. It's not leaking on the engine or anything hot that could be a cause of a fire. So anyway, guys, just a little pro tip: don't die. Be smart. Be back in a minute. Hey guys, this is my 1973 Volkswagen thing, and today I'm doing something simple and easy. But I wanted to go over it with you guys because it's a huge safety deal, okay? On your engines here, all right, this is a 1600cc dual port. It's basically stock. It's got an MP alternator, okay, and distributor. That's about it, all right? A lot of people use fuel filters in line right here. This is your fuel line going into the back of the carb, okay? That is a gigantic mistake. Do not put your fuel filter in your engine bay. Just don't, okay? And if you do have it in your engine bay and you have one of these, but it's a glass bowl, take it out immediately, because that glass can break, and when it breaks, all that fuel runs down onto your hot engine, your exhaust, everything's right here, and you're gonna be on fire. That is a huge fire risk, okay? Here's where I put mine. I'm changing mine out right now. There's mine, right there. Driver's side, fuel line's coming in to the back of the engine and going to the frame right there, you see it. Just a rubber hose, a couple clamps, boom. That is a safe place to put your fuel filter. It's not in the way of any moving parts. It's up. If it does leak, it's going to leak on a CV axle and straight onto the ground, okay? Nothing that's hot there. That is very important, okay? You see this right here. That's your J tube for your exhaust. Okay, that's the last thing you want fuel on. All right, so be smart, be careful, be fire safe, fire conscious. You don't want to lose your car to, you know, just putting a fuel filter in the wrong place and using the wrong one. That would be hugely, hugely bad. So anyway, guys, hope this helps you. I'm swapping mine out right now. This one's got a little dirt in it. I'm going to swap it out. And yeah, but just thought you guys might find that interesting. Might want to know that, because I know it just makes sense to put it here. We've done it on all of our other cars, but on these Volkswagens, it's crucial not to put it here. Okay, be smart. Hang in there, guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, guys, there's our new fuel filter. Took me literally probably a minute to change out. Here's the reason I'm changing it out. Let me find it in here. You see the black paint right there? That's whatever that is, was in my fuel filter. And then inside of here you can see a bunch of other stuff. So definitely was time. It looks like it was see if we can't get this to focus. It was a little ready, got some glues and out of there. It was time. So fuel filter's changed, that's why we did it. I'm gonna throw the wheel back on. Actually, I'm gonna start it, make sure that everything's good, and then we'll that I'm not leaking any fuel, and then I'll put the wheel back on, and then off we go. So be back in a minute, guys. We'll be on the speedometer next. Here, guys. Hey gang, alright, welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. We've got a package. We have diesel parts, which is exciting because we really need diesel parts right now. So let's open this up. We're going to do an unboxing. What this should be is the valve cover gasket and rocker box gasket for the 5.9 Cummins for Project Save Big Red. That's what this should be. We'll know here in a second. See what we got here. It says Cummins. That's got to be a good start, right? Yep. So, we've got a new Cummins valve cover gasket and rocker box gasket. Those are very important. Actually, this rocker box gasket here is a very large source of an oil leak for us up at the top of the engine. So it's good to get that swapped out. The valve cover one is just because I have to take the valve cover off to get the fuel injector. So yeah, but it's nice when things come in Cummins packaging. You at least know what you're getting, you know. And this guy. So there we go, boys. Some parts. It's exciting. So now we're waiting on fuel injectors and injector tubes. So that should be coming here in the next day or two. And I think today's Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah. So I think they said Thursday or Friday I should have it. So here soon we'll be taking that engine, putting it right here, and getting ready to put all this stuff on. So stay tuned for that. Fuel injectors, fuel injector tubes, valve cover and rocker box gaskets, fuel injector lines replacement, all of them. Getting all that hooked up and done. That's coming to you this weekend, so stay tuned for that, and we'll be back. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, alright, so here's where we're at. It is about 2 o'clock, 1:56. Been working on the thing. We got low on gas, went up, put some non-ethanol 90 in it for the first time, which caused it to run a little rich for a second. I had to make some adjustments to that, back some things off, but it's running smoother now. I seem to have more power. It's doing better and better and better. But I have one issue that is recurring, actually two. One, I have an exhaust leak on my heat riser. So I think I figured out why. I've taken it apart, I switched gaskets to a thicker gasket, tightened everything down as tight as I can get it, and it still doesn't do it. So let me show you this. I apologize for the fan. It's this right here. Okay, it's leaking right here. Now, the problem I got is if you pull that tube out, those tubes are removable. This is an empty intake manifold, okay? They fit like crap, don't use it. I'll just give you that right now. But the one I had was stock full of carbon. So what's happening here, turn that off so you can hear me. So what's happening here is the actual, the flange. Okay, so you got the tube coming through and then you got a flange that goes into it. And that flange is supposed to be level and smooth and fit straight onto the other with the gasket and come together and seal. That's the idea. This one does not do that. This one is not level, the flange, and the tube coming through is sticking out, I mean, just a little bit, but enough to keep a raise right where I have the same exhaust leak over and over and over. So I think I'm going to take it off and figure that out. Taking it off, not a big deal. But it might be one of those deals where I hit it with a grinder or a file or something. I'm going to get with Ron, see what he thinks, and kind of put our heads together on this and get that going. Show you what Big Ron's been doing. You guys might want to see that. So Big Ron's out here. We got our Chevy Trax back. The 2016 Chevy Trax. The air conditioner just wasn't blowing cold air, so now we're putting a shot in it and fixing that problem. So he's doing that, and yeah, so that's kind of where we're at today. Thank God it's a beautiful day, because I keep, you know, every time I mess with the thing, I got to go take it out, bring it back, so on, just to see if we made any improvements. And I'll tell you, the non-ethanol fuel so far, I believe, has made a little bit of a difference. And as far as power and smoothness, now it's 90 octane non-ethanol unleaded fuel, but I figured I'd give it a shot. So there's that issue, right? The next issue we have, that damn bushing keeps coming out. So I have another bushing, or had one, I don't know if I still do, I gotta find it. I'm gonna have to take the steering column out. And you know, at the end of the day, it's probably a good thing. I need to fix a couple things in it anyway. See if I can't dial in a few things while I'm there and get that taken care of. But you know, this car's still hard to drive a little bit. It's a little bouncy in the back. I need to drop a little bit of air pressure out of the back, and that's easy. That's a 10-second job. But the trick is just a little bit of air, because if you go to release the air, you'll release all of the air in the air shocks in a quarter of a second. So it's like literally gonna be a, and that's it, and it'll probably make all the difference in the world. So yeah, boys, that's what we're doing. Just keep dialing in the thing here. It's getting better and better. You know, we're gonna have these stupid problems. These things are gonna happen. when you take things apart. If I'd have never took the exhaust off, I wouldn't have this exhaust leak. I took the exhaust off. I got to figure out what Ron did last time to fix it, because you know, he got it to seal, so I need to figure out what he did. But so far, engine's running good. I don't have an issue there. I just got an exhaust leak, and now I got this steering column bushing issue that I got to figure out. The bearing's brand new. It's not a bearing thing. The bushing was the original bushing because I couldn't get the other one to actually fit, but I got a feeling I was doing it wrong. And so I'm gonna go back and watch some videos and read up on the Samba and stuff on how to put this in, and see if I can't get it in there better, and you know, go from there. But a lot of things are working way better than they were. Shift boot has not moved. That's a win. Doing good there. I really like the non-ethanol fuel so far. I don't have any issues with that. It's running good. I did notice once I fired it up, it started running a little rich, running on 90 instead of 87. And I was hesitant to run 90, but that's all they had on non-ethanol, so I just figured why not. So, see where it goes. But yeah, boys, I'm gonna cool off, let this thing cool off, and take this J-tube off and kind of get into it. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, got it off. So I don't know if you can see this and if it'll focus enough to do this, but right here, okay, you see where this is welded in? This flange is not true. Okay, it's sort of close, but what I think was getting me was right here. There was this pipe. Most of it's sitting inside of the flange. This part was a little bit of a lip. So I took a little die grinder and just kind of barely whittled that down to nothing. So now I'm gonna put it back on and see if I can get it to seal. So yeah, this is kind of what's happening there. I'll get the light's terrible, boys. I'm so sorry. So you can see where the dark is. That's where your leak is, right? Boom. Same place where that lip was. So we're gonna give it hell. So I'm gonna put this back on and see if I can't get it to tighten down and go from there. See what happens. But I think that might have been our problem. I'm not gonna swear to it. I think it might have been. So I'm gonna give this hell. So be right back. Okay. So it has 2 gaskets on it now, and it still leaks. Yeah. So when in doubt, make your own. Yay. So, as Ron says, you know you went to art class for a reason. Looks like I'm gonna take this back apart for like the 15th time and make my own gasket, put it on top of those gaskets, see if I can't get the bitch to seal. And it's not sealing because I'm stupid. It's not sealing because it was made terribly, God knows where, like most Volkswagen parts. So, I have a flange on my heat riser tubes. It ain't level. It ain't even close. I'm off a 1/4 inch, no matter what I do. The exhaust is right. It's the actual cheap MP, thank for the love of God. MP, if you're watching this, just do better, okay? Like if you took this and set it on a table, it should be flat. It would be like like this. So I have to make that difference up, which, yeah, yay. I get to play artist. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that's the battle right now. We're still screwing with an exhaust gasket. I have not gotten any farther, and it really comes down to a very simple thing here of it's just crap. I don't know how else to put it. It should have took 20 minutes tops. I mean, no joke. It's frustrating, boys. The struggle is real. But I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna start marking this, taking this apart and marking this, cutting it out and whittling, and do that. And then I'm gonna put it in, and it probably won't work. And then we'll do it again. So stay tuned for that. I'll be back. Struggle is real, boys.
Okay, boys. I can't believe I'm saying it. It only took like 8 hours. But we don't have an exhaust leak anymore. It took 3 gaskets. One I made, and then one thicker one, and then one regular one. Yeah. But we don't have any more of that problem. So, we're past that. Fuel filters installed. Exhaust leaks fixed. Moving forward. So now, I'm going to drop this steering column down and start pulling these doors open. See if I can't pop that speedometer out and see what I can get figured out here. I don't have a whole lot of time, I don't think, but see what we can get figured out. So that's what's next. Big Ron, excuse me. Big Ron's been out here working on a couple things. He got the insulation glued back in up in here, so that's drying right now, so that's exciting. Stuff's expensive too. He's getting ready to do the one underneath. And then we also got the AC working pretty good in the Trax. So we're getting somewhere. Things are happening. It's just Jesus. Yeah. I just hate that I had that much time invested in a gasket, because you try it, you try again, you try again, you know, you just trying everything other than the last resort of like triple gasket it. That's insane, but whatever. We got it. We're winning. So now I'm done back here. I'm going to clean this up. I need most of this actually in there. So we're going to get it up in there, and then start ripping this Speedo out. So stay tuned, and I will be right back with you, and I'll show you what we got. Okay guys, well, took the steering wheel off because I got to take the hub off to get into that little bushing that's messed up. I got to order that. And dropped it down. One of the things you got to do to get the speedometer out. But we figured out why the speedometer doesn't work. And it didn't take long to figure out. Here's the cable. It was hanging in the back of it. So I need a new speedometer cable. Not the end of the world, just got to order it. But yeah, broke right off right there. So crazy, but it broke. So gonna order a new speedometer cable. Get that coming, and get that new bushing coming. That sleeve that goes over the shaft, in between the shaft and the housing here, and that should fix that. I did take the fuel gauge out and bent the needle, and I think it's going to work better now. We shall see. I probably could hook up my battery and find out. I might do that here in a second. But yeah, so otherwise, that's where we're at. Rain's coming, so we're kind of buttoning up the hatches here. My wife just called and said it's pouring down rain in Zephyr Hills, which is like 30 minutes from here. So, doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna rain here, but good chance. So, let's wrap this up, guys. Today, we got a new fuel filter installed. We got non-ethanol 90 fuel, 4 gallons of it into the tank. We got the exhaust leak fixed. It's running good. From a mechanical standpoint, in that respect, we're pretty good. From motor, transmission, we're good. So now we're moving forward to steering, gauge cluster, all those kind of things. Gauge cluster, I believe, is half fixed. We get a new cable, plug it in, speedometer should work. That should be pretty simple stuff. So that should be fairly simple to do. Just got to get it, and then that'll be fixed. This sleeve in here could be an absolute not fun nightmare. I may have to pull the column out of the car. You know, if that's the case, then that's the case, but we'll see where we get and try to do it without doing that. And, you know, just moving forward, I think that and once I get this fixed, the column and the speedometer fixed, I think I'll also order wiper blades and get that knocked out as well. Get all of this back together, and then we're just dealing with brakes and alignment and really probably a steering box. So lots and lots and lots of things happening, lots of progress on this. We're getting there. Now, me and Ron had a pretty good conversation last night. I did some looking, like, I kept thinking, all right, I've got all new brakes on this, new drums, new everything. Everything on this is new. All the brake lines, master cylinder, everything. And he was telling me that when he adjusted the brake pedal rod, he ran it all the way out so the pedal would physically come this way, farther, right? You can see it way out. I think that might be part of my problem. So before I go buying disc brakes and spending, you know, $500, $600, $700, whatever they cost, I'm going to try to fix what I have. So we'll bring that to you. That'll be one of the next things we're doing. Probably while we're waiting on parts and while it's raining the next couple days. We'll start playing with that rod and start getting the brakes dialed in here. And it might be that we got a little not as hard of a pedal, which would be great, because right now it's like a concrete block. If we have a squishy pedal, we might just have to bleed the brakes some more, do some adjusting, whatever. But I think it's a fixable thing, because right now, you know, it stops not great. So we're gonna get her dialed. We're all over it. The good news is it's May. It's like May 27th, I think. 28th, something like that. It's Tuesday. And we're really starting to knock down some of the stupid problems that we've had that we just didn't give it the time or money to fix over the past year. And I think we're really starting to get somewhere. It runs so much better. Woo. Yep, rain's coming. Everything's blowing away. Hold on. Stay. All right. So that's where we're at there. Big Ron's been doing his insulation stuff up under here. You guys see all that. It turned out pretty good. We're just using the insulation that we had that came with the truck. So getting there. Like you guys saw, we did get the parts for the valve cover and rocker box gasket are here. It's saying Friday by 12:45 I should have my fuel injectors and injector tubes. It's huge. So really, the way I'm looking at this, tomorrow I'm not sure what I'm going to do, honestly. I know I should probably start on brakes on this. It depends on the weather. If the weather's good, I will probably give a day to the bed here and try to get the inside of this bed right. Get Ron welding up the patches here and try to just get this bed zeroed in so that we can get it bed lined. That'll probably be tomorrow, barring the weather's good, right? If the weather's not great, then I'll be in here playing with the thing, trying to get my brakes better. So stay tuned. Lots of stuff coming, guys. We're not stopping. It's full-on hot rod shop over here. So we'll see where we get. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're having a great night. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. And we will be back tomorrow morning. Have a good one, guys.